Hello, welcome back to my 30 days of Minecraft. This one is a beast. It's a beast. Oh my gosh, you guys. I really did not know what I was getting myself into with this one. It's gonna be pretty time consuming. It's probably gonna be a longer tutorial and very resource intensive because not all of these blocks are super easy to get a hold of. But let's take a really quick look at the outside of this build. So we have the guardian eye, we've got the spines, and when I was building it, I forgot they had tails. So this one actually goes outside of my usual boundaries to put in the tail. So I apologize, I broke that rule. He goes outside the boundaries, but I just didn't feel like he was complete without his tail, so we've put that in there. Otherwise, I think we are ready to get started. We're gonna try to be somewhat fast because this is a very intensive project and very time consuming. So here's our color palette for the build. Not too terrible. There's not like a ton of blocks. It's just a ton of certain blocks. And here are all the blocks that you are going to need. You're going to need 188 stripped warp hyphae, or you can do the stripped logs if you want to. Well, I think it's stripped warp stem on this one, if you want to. There is 195 prismarine brick, 210 prismarine, 253 wax oxidized cut copper. There is 78 cyan wool, 41 dark prismarine, 8 waxed weathered copper, 16 waxed exposed copper, 14 waxed copper, 4 yellow terracotta, 36 orange terracotta, 44 mangrove planks, 34 acacia planks, 42 mangrove slabs, 38 acacia slabs, 30 waxed oxidized cut copper slabs, 6 dark prismarine slabs, 41 mangrove stairs, 39 acacia stairs, 8 cyan concrete, 4 red terracotta, 10 white concrete, 4 mushroom stems, 1 warped door, and 12 prismarine slabs. It's a heckin' lot, friends, especially with all that prismarine. So this one may not be quite so survivor friendly. It's not impossible by any means. It's just not, they're not very attainable blocks. So maybe if you have like a prismarine farm, that would work out good for you. Let me grab these over here. Okay, let's start off with that aerial view. This is your blueprint. These lines here are 12 in length. And then there's just this like one step in on those squares. There is a 13 block gap here, and then over here, just so you can get a little bit of a better view, this is 6 long and these 2 are 5 long. This 2x3 square here, rectangle, apparently I don't know my shapes, is going to be visible. It's going to be flooring, so I went ahead and put that flooring there. You can change it if you want to, but that's just what I chose. So we are going to start our build in this block. Every round will start on this block here. We're going to start off with a warped hyphae, then the oxidized cut copper. I probably will just refer to it as copper from here on out. 1 prismarine, 2 hyphae, a cyan wool, 2 prismarine bricks, 1 hyphae, 1 wool, prismarine brick, prismarine, and then a hyphae, and a wool. On this side, it is going to start off with a hyphae, a copper, prismarine brick, 2 hyphae, a wool, 2 prismarine brick, a hyphae, a wool, a prismarine brick, prismarine, and a hyphae. Then we'll put a wool here. And we're just going to repeat that same exact pattern on these other two walls there. Okay, so we are now completed here, but we have not done the tail portion of this level. So we're going to skip this first one for just a moment. We're going to place down the cut copper and then a cut copper slab coming off of that. And then you can go ahead and fill this in so you don't have like a weird terracotta or concrete or whatever blueprint hanging out still. We have a prismarine, a cut copper, a door, a prismarine. And we are going to grab our tail colors here, and we're going to put down a waxed weathered copper there, a waxed exposed copper, and 3 pieces of orange terracotta. And then you're going to repeat it on the other side. Then a prismarine, 2 cut copper, a prismarine, a cut copper, and then your copper slab. And cover that up. Then in here on the inside, you are also going to add our prismarine slab. And that will go right there to start our stairs in our hallway. And you could also change out this block here with something else if you so desire. So this is what the tail is going to look like from an aerial view. And this is what the entire of level 1, layer 1, is going to look like right here. I actually just looked and I realized I am missing one more row right here. This is also a prismarine slab, so we have 2 little step ups on this here. Okay, let's get started on layer 2. With layer 2, we're going to start with a hyphae, a copper piece, actually 2 copper pieces, 2 prismarine bricks, 1 hyphae, 3 prismarine bricks, 1 hyphae, and 3 prismarine blocks, and then a cut copper back here, a hyphae, and a cut copper, another cut copper, 2 prismarine bricks, a hyphae, 3 prismarine bricks, a hyphae, and 3 prismarine blocks, and a cut copper. Over here we are gonna kind of shake it up a little bit. This is all the same, a hyphae, a cut copper, and then another cut copper, oh my gosh, 2 prismarine bricks, but then we will do 1 hyphae, and now we're going to start connecting that end of the tail to the body here. From this hyphae block, we're going to connect over to the end of the tail, and we're going to go over there by 15 cut copper blocks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we have a hyphae piece, a cut copper on the other side of the door here, and we have a waxed exposed, a yellow terracotta, and we're actually gonna, for ease, we're gonna just do this too, there, and then waxed exposed, and 3 blocks of waxed copper here. Then over here, we are going to go back to the cut copper, a prismarine, a Hyphae, and then we are going to connect all the way across with the cut copper again. Okay, so we have connected back around, but we are also going to fill this in. We're going to fill in this little like hallway here so that we can have a walkway in the tail. So we will have 2 prismarine brick, and this is actually not a prismarine brick here, or this is not a copper, this is a prismarine brick there, and then we have 2 copper, 1 Hyphae, 1 prismarine, 2 prismarine, 2 Hyphae, 2 prismarine, 1 Hyphae, and a prismarine and a Hyphae, 2 cut copper, a cut copper and a prismarine brick, 2 more cut copper, and then we're going to swap over to our prismarine slabs here and get this bottom layer of our level here so that we have a nice little kind of gradient stair going on there. And then back over here, we're going to continue working our way around. We need a Hyphae and 3 prismarine and a cut copper there. Then here we have a Hyphae, a cut copper, another cut copper, 2 prismarine bricks, a Hyphae, 3 prismarine bricks, a Hyphae, and 3 prismarine and a cut copper. So that should finish off your layer 2 of this build. Here is your aerial view here. On layer 3, we're going to go ahead and introduce the dark prismarine. This is going to create a shadow effect around our spines. And we're also going to be starting to work on the eyeball. So dark prismarine on this inner corner here, a cut copper, 2 prismarine brick, 1 mushroom stem, 4 of the white concrete, 1 mushroom stem, 1 prismarine brick, and 2 pieces of prismarine. We're going to ignore our usual shadows for these very dark shadows of the spines. This is cut copper, 2 prismarine brick, 1 prismarine, 2 prismarine brick, 1 prismarine, actually 2 prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, and 2 more prismarine, then 2 dark prismarine, 1 copper, 2 prismarine brick, 1 prismarine, 1 prismarine brick. And now we're going to work our way down the tail again. We're going to start off with the cut copper, a Hyphae, 3 prismarine brick, 2 prismarine, cut copper, 4 Hyphae, 1 prismarine, 1 copper, 1 prismarine, and 3 copper, and covering up that door there. Next, we're going to use our weathered copper, the exposed copper, nope, just 1, and 3 pieces of orange terracotta. 1, 2, 3. And they are not going to line up. If you see here, there's a little bit of a pattern there, and that's what we're working on. So then you're just going to repeat that on this side. Here and here. We're also going to repeat this whole side here on the other side over here. So we have 3 pieces of the cut copper, 1 prismarine, 1 copper, 1 prismarine, 4 Hyphae? 4 Hyphae. 1, 2, 3, 4. A copper, 2 Prismarine, 3 Prismarine Brick. Jeez. A Hyphae, and then a cut copper here. So right here we're going to place a Prismarine and turn. Then a Hyphae, a wool, and 2 Prismarine. And then we're using our dark Prismarine shadowing, copper, 2 Prismarine Brick, Prismarine, 2 Prismarine Brick, 2 Prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, and 2 Prismarine, and the dark Prismarine. So this is what our aerial view is looking like now. Let's see if I can, right there. In layer 4, we're going to start adding on our spines. We're going to work this eyeball, the face part first, and then we will work that spine on the right front side as our first spine. So here we're going to put down a copper, a Prismarine, and 2 Hyphae, then 2 white concrete, 2 red terracotta, 2 white concrete, 2 Hyphae, a Prismarine, and a copper. We're going to go ahead and start working on that spine. So we're going to place this orange terracotta right here, and then a mangrove slab on the top portion right here. And then on the side of the mangrove slab, we will place an acacia plank, another mangrove slab, an acacia plank, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab, a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab, and then an acacia plank. And this is actually the end of our spine. We are going to go back and fill in slabs on these spaces here. 15 is... So this one will be an acacia slab, another acacia slab, a mangrove slab, an acacia slab, and a mangrove slab. So we get this nice look here, and it gives a little bit of three-dimensional feel to this versus just like some straight out row of diagonal blocks. It looks a little more solid. Next we have a Hyphae, a cut copper, 2 Prismarine bricks, a Prismarine, a Cyan Wool, 2 Prismarine bricks, and 5 Prismarine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a copper there. And then now we need to do this spine. This one we're going to start with an acacia plank, a mangrove slab, a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab, mangrove plank, an acacia slab, an orange terracotta, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, and a mangrove plank. Now on this side, working our way back, we're gonna have a mangrove slab, a mangrove slab, a mangrove slab, a mangrove slab, then an acacia slab there. Then here on this dark prismarine, we're gonna come back with a Hyphae, a cut copper, 2 prismarine bricks, 1 prismarine, and a cyan wool. Let's now work our way down the tail. Copper, a Hyphae, 2 prismarine, 3 Hyphae, 1 copper, 1 Hyphae, 1 Prismarine Brick, 1 cut copper, 2 Prismarine, and here we're going to do 1 piece of copper and then take it all the way across there. So we have 4 pieces of copper across. We're going to take the waxed oxidized cut copper slab across as well. And from here, we are not going to put anything on that one, but we're going to use dark prismarine slabs, 2 there, 2 dark prismarine, 2 prismarine, 2 of the cut copper. Next we have 2 of the waxed weathered copper, 2 of the exposed copper, and 3 copper, preferably waxed. And it should end up like that, where it overlaps just right with the copper that is down below. And now we can come over to this side and work our way back up the tail. So we need 2 prismarine, 1 cut copper, 1 prismarine brick, 1 Hyphae, 1 cut copper, 3 Hyphae, 2 prismarine, 1 Hyphae, and a cut copper. Then we need prismarine and turn. And actually we're taking this prismarine all the way down the back here. And then a cut copper there, a Hyphae, a cut copper. Actually, let's back that up. We do need to do the spine here, so we backed up just a step. So from here, this is going to be a mangrove plank, 15, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, an acacia plank, an acacia slab, an orange terracotta, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, and a mangrove slab, then an acacia plank. And now we can work our way back with an acacia slab, a mangrove slab, a mangrove slab, an acacia slab, and a mangrove slab. From here we have 2 prismarine brick, a prismarine, a wool, 2 prismarine, and then prismarine brick, two prismarine brick, and then prismarine all the way across. 1 for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a cut copper there to round it out. The last thing we need to do is put in our bottom part of this remaining spine with an acacia plank, a mangrove slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, an acacia plank, a mangrove slab, an acacia plank, an acacia slab, and then a mangrove plank. On this inner side, we've got a mangrove slab, an acacia slab, 2 mangroves, and an acacia. And now we are done with layer 4. Starting to take on a lot of shape. You're really seeing the guardian come to life right here. Okay, we are starting here in our usual starting spot for layer 5. We're going to start with a Hyphae, cut copper, 2 Hyphae, a mushroom stem, a white concrete, 2 red terracotta, a white concrete, a mushroom stem, 2 Hyphae, a prismarine brick, and behind we are going to place a prismarine. And now we need to finish off the top of this spine. And what's nice here is all of the slabs are just going to be duplicated. That way it looks like it's a full block, a series of full blocks to make up the spine. So for this space here, we're going to put a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab. On this one, we are going to place a orange terracotta, a mangrove slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, an orange terracotta, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab, and then right here on the end we're going to place an acacia plank, and then just add your slabs to match this other side here. And that is a finished spine. Then we need a Hyphae, a cut copper, Prismarine Brick, Prismarine, two stripped Hyphae, one wool, a Prismarine Brick, Prismarine, two Prismarine Brick, a Prismarine Brick, and a cut copper. And now for this spine, this is going to be an orange terracotta, the mangrove slab, an acacia plank, mangrove slab, a mangrove plank, acacia slab, an acacia plank, acacia slab, an acacia plank, acacia slab, and then a mangrove plank, and just copy the slab below it there. Then a Hyphae, a cut copper, Prismarine Brick, Prismarine, and two Hyphae. Now the tail for layer 5, we're going to start out with the copper, a Hyphae, 3 Prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 Prismarine, 1 cut copper, 1 Prismarine Brick, and then cut copper. And with this cut copper, we are going to cross over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to use the cut copper slab all the way across here, and you'll see I placed some torches in there. You're going to want to do that, or else you are going to get some bats and they're not very pleasant. So you're going to do 3 rows of the cut copper slabs here to finish off the roof on this part of the tail. From here, we're going to skip all the way to this Prismarine patch, add 2 Prismarine slabs, 2 Prismarine Brick here, or dark Prismarine, not Prismarine Brick, 2 more dark Prismarine, 2 of the weathered waxed. The waxed exposed copper, yellow terracotta, and orange terracotta, leaving that exposed there. Then making our way back up the tail, we need Prismarine Brick, cut copper, Prismarine, Hyphae, 2 Prismarine, nope, 3 Prismarine, 2, 3 Prismarine, a Hyphae, and a cut copper. Then on that one, we need another piece of Prismarine, 2 Prismarine bricks, 1 Prismarine, 1 Prismarine brick, a Prismarine. On this spine, we are starting with a mangrove plank, the acacia slab, an acacia plank, an acacia slab, an acacia plank, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, a mangrove slab, and an acacia plank. And then copying the slabs up the right hand side. Next we need a Hyphae, a cut copper, a prismarine brick, prismarine, 2 Hyphae, a cyan wool, 1 prismarine brick, 1 prismarine, 2 prismarine brick, 1 prismarine, 1 prismarine brick, and another prismarine back there. And then this is our last spine that we have to get done. Well, this is our last spine on this level. This is the last. There are still 4 more. We're going to place down a acacia plank, a mangrove slab, an orange terracotta, an acacia slab, a mangrove plank, an acacia slab, an acacia plank, a mangrove slab, an orange terracotta, an acacia slab, and then a mangrove plank. And copy this side of slabs. And that is it. That is your aerial view. It's hard to fit that tail in. That's your aerial view of layer 5. Well, here we are to layer 6. If you're still hanging out in this really long tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps me out. I promise all the other tutorials are not gonna be this long. I knew going into this one, like, after I got his body done, I'm like, this is gonna take forever. So if you're still here, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Layer 6. We're starting out with the dark prismarine because we're creating that shadowing from the spine. And then cut copper here, a Hyphae, and then we have 8 pieces of cyan concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that is like the eyebrow section of this guy. Then a Hyphae, a cut copper, and 2 dark prismarine. On this side we have 3 prismarine brick, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, 2 prismarine brick, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, 1 prismarine, and 2 of the cut copper. And then dark prismarine for the shadowing here. I also will note that I put in torches. I would recommend doing it soon while it's still like easy to get into, because you're gonna end up with bats if you don't. I'm just telling you, there always seems to be bats spawning in on my builds because I'm in a peaceful world and I created a dark space. So just warning you, you're gonna need that. Here we're going to do 3 of the prismarine brick, 1 Hyphae, and 1 wool. We're gonna work our way back that way with 8 pieces of cut copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And then here on this prismarine brick, we're going to use our cut copper slabs and we're going to take it all the way across here. And then here, we're also going to take this piece across with the brick. That's not brick. With the cut copper. Then we're going to come over and finish off part of this tail with 2 pieces of dark prismarine there, 2 pieces of weathered copper, waxed preferably, 2 pieces of the waxed exposed copper, actually 4 pieces of the exposed, and then 2 pieces of the waxed copper. And that will complete our tail. Your tail will look like that. And now we're going to go ahead and put on a roof over this little hallway part of the tail, and that will be completed too. So moving forward from here, we have 8 pieces of cut copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is cut copper across. And we have a Hyphae, a Prismarine, 2 Prismarine, 2 Hyphae, 2 Prismarine, a Hyphae, and a Prismarine, and a Prismarine, and a Hyphae. So that completes the hallway, or the tail. Coming back to here, we're going to place a Hyphae, a Cyan Wool, a Prismarine, and 2 cut copper. Then dark Prismarine for the shadowing of the spines, 3 Prismarine bricks, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, 2 bricks, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, a Prismarine, and 2 cut copper. And then the last dark Prismarine there. So here is your aerial view. Okay, for layer 7, we're going to start with a Hyphae, a cut copper, a Prismarine, 2 cut copper, 3 Prismarine, 3 cut copper, a Prismarine, and a cut copper. And then back here is a Hyphae and a Hyphae. And then this row here is going to be repeated 2 more times. So this is going to be a cut copper, a wool, a Prismarine brick, a wool, a Prismarine brick, a Prismarine brick, 2 of them, a Hyphae, a wool, a Prismarine, and a copper, and then a Hyphae. So go ahead and repeat that 2 more times, and I'm just going to speed this up in the interest of time. And when you are done with layer 7, this is what your aerial view should look like. On layer 8, we are going to start with a Hyphae, 4 cut copper, 2, 3, 4, 1 Prismarine, 1 cut copper, 1 Hyphae, 1 Prismarine, and 4 cut copper. 1, 2, 3, 4. A Hyphae, and a cut copper. And then this wall that we're doing here is going to be repeated 2 times. So the cut copper, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, Prismarine brick, 2 Prismarine, 1 Prismarine brick, 1 Prismarine, 1 Prismarine brick, 1 wool, and 2 copper. So go ahead and then follow it up with the Hyphae. Go ahead and repeat that 2 more times. And this is what your aerial view of layer 8 is going to look like. We're gonna start layer 9 with Hyphae and cut copper. Then 2 more pieces of cut copper, 2 pieces of Prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 wool, 1 cut copper, 2 Prismarine, and 2 cut copper, followed by a Hyphae. And then we're going to start the repeating wall here. Hyphae, cut copper, Prismarine brick, a Cyan Wool, actually 2 Cyan Wool, a Prismarine brick, 3 Prismarine, and 3 cut copper, followed by that Hyphae block. So go ahead and repeat that last row 2 more times. and here is your aerial view of layer 9. For layer 10, we are actually going to start working our way inwards and capping off the top of the Guardian. So we're actually going to start here with 6 cut copper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 Hyphae block right here, and then the rest of this with cut copper. Then we're gonna go along the back here with Hyphae, 4 Hyphae, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 dark prismarine. This is the shadowing that we are going to use for the next spines. 2 Hyphae, 1 dark prismarine, and then finish out with Hyphae. There. Then on this one, we're going to do 3 cut copper, 1 Hyphae, 2 prismarine brick, 4 prismarine, and 2 cut copper. Then behind, we're going to do 2 Hyphae, 2 copper, 1 dark prismarine, a copper, a prismarine, a dark prismarine, a wool, and 2 more Hyphae. If you didn't do that very first Hyphae when I did, you'll want to add 1 more there as well. And this whole row, we're just going to copy on these other 2 walls. So go ahead and make a copy of that. And that is your aerial view of layer 10. For layer 11, we are going to be working inside, so place a temporary block here. And then we're going to want to put in a wool, 2 Hyphae, a dark prismarine, 2 regular prismarine, and then right here is where we're going to start building our spines. Let's go ahead and get this inner piece done, and then we'll go back and work in the spines. So a dark prismarine, 2 Hyphae, and 2 wool. And then again on this side, it's going to be the exact same copy. All 3 sides, they are going to match the front this time. Now that we've got this row done, let's go ahead and work on the spine pieces that are down here. So right here in between the 2 dark prismarine blocks are shadows from our spines. We're going to place an orange terracotta, an acacia plank, and 2 upside down acacia stairs. And then for this side, we are going to place a mangrove plank, an acacia plank, an upside down acacia stair here, and an upside down mangrove stair here. For the back, we are going to place a mangrove plank and an acacia plank, then a mangrove stair and an acacia stair upside down. And in this last spine over here, we're going to place a mangrove plank and an orange terracotta, and then we're going to do an acacia stair off of the orange terracotta and a mangrove stair off of the mangrove plank. So this is what we are looking at for the aerial view. Just don't let that mislead you into thinking those are solid blocks. Those are definitely upside down stairs. That way, in case somebody is just skipping like from aerial view to aerial view, you know there are upside down stairs in this view. Friends, we are almost there. We are actually going to be capping this one off. This is the last layer of the cyan colored blocks, the prismarines and stuff. This is all going to be the last of that, and then we just have spines to finish. It's going to be great. So layer 12. We're gonna start in this corner with Prismarine Brick, and we're gonna go in our usual direction with 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Then a Prismarine, 2 Prismarine Brick, a Hyphae, a Prismarine, another Prismarine, and 2 Prismarine Bricks. Then we are going to go 2 Prismarine Bricks, a Prismarine, 2 Prismarine Bricks, a Wool, 3 Prismarine Bricks, 2, 3, a Prismarine, and a Prismarine Brick. This way we are going to go with 3 of the cut copper, a Prismarine Brick, Prismarine, a cut copper, another cut copper, a Hyphae, cut copper, Prismarine Brick, and a cut copper. Now heading back, we are going to place a Prismarine Brick, 2 cut copper, 2 Prismarine Brick, 2 cut copper, a Prismarine, a cut copper, and a Prismarine Brick. And that should connect you up right there. Now, inside here, here's another Prismarine Brick, 4 Prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 Wool, 1 Prismarine, and 2 Prismarine Brick. Going in the direction of a cinnamon roll. Going in this direction, we're now going with Prismarine, and we need 2 of those. 1 Prismarine Brick, 1 cut copper, 1 Hyphae, 2 Prismarine Brick, 1 Prismarine, and a Prismarine Brick. And here we're doing a Prismarine Brick, 2 Prismarine, 3 Prismarine Brick, a cut copper, a Wool, and a Prismarine. Now going in this direction, 2 Prismarine Brick, 2 Prismarine, 2 Prismarine Brick, and 2 Prismarine. We've made it around again. We will just keep working in that cinnamon roll fashion. Here is going to be a Hyphae, 3 Prismarine Brick, 1 Prismarine, 1 Hyphae, 1 Wool, and 1 Prismarine Brick. Going this way, we're going to place a copper, another copper, a Wool, a Prismarine Brick, a Prismarine, and a Prismarine Brick. Next up on this row is going to be a piece of Prismarine, 3 Prismarine Bricks, 2 Prismarine, and a Hyphae. Then we have 2 Prismarine Brick, 2 Prismarine. We have 2 Prismarine Brick, a Prismarine, then a prismarine brick, a prismarine, and a wool. Moving from the wool, we have a prismarine, 3 prismarine brick, a prismarine, and a wool. And then this direction, we have another wool, a Hyphae, and then prismarine all the way to fill here. Back here in this back corner, we're going to place 2 prismarine brick, a prismarine, and then 2 prismarine brick. Coming around this corner, okay, from here we're going to place a prismarine brick, a prismarine, and a Hyphae, then a wool. Turn the corner and a cut copper, a prismarine brick, and 2 cut coppers. Then we have a wool, a prismarine, and a prismarine brick. On this side, we have a prismarine brick, a Hyphae, and a wool. Here we have a Hyphae and a wool. We're starting to get really small here. This is a cut copper and a wool there. This is a prismarine brick, and then this is a piece of wool. And that is going to be the aerial view of just the top. We still need to come back down in and do the spines, but I want you guys to be able to see this so that you can get it. I might have done it in a really complicated and convoluted way by doing it in that cinnamon roll style, so here is a view of it. Okay, here we are in our usual starting corner, and unfortunately you can hear the bats. I didn't light it up enough. I'm telling you, the bats are a problem in a peaceful world. Okay, we're gonna start working on this spine over here. We're gonna start with acacia stairs here, then an acacia plank and a mangrove plank, and then mangrove upside down mangrove stairs coming off of that one. Over here on this side, we're gonna do acacia stairs, a terracotta, an orange terracotta, a mangrove plank, and 2 upside down mangrove stairs. And the back spine, we're going to do a mangrove stair, an acacia stair, a mangrove plank, an acacia plank, and then an upside down acacia plank and upside down mangrove plank, or stairs, not upside down planks, stairs. Then on this final side here, we will have an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, 2 mangrove planks, 1 upside down mangrove stair, and 1 upside down acacia stair. So let's take a look at that in the aerial view. This is what you are looking at for our spines. From here on out, we are going to work the spines fully, completely, all the way up, instead of placing 6 blocks, switching to the next one, placing 6 blocks and switching to the next one in like a clock fashion. It just doesn't make sense to do it that way. So we are going to start with the front spine and finish it, and then we'll work on from there. We are going to start with 2 mangrove stairs, a mangrove plank here, and an orange terracotta, and then 2 upside down mangrove stairs. Upside down. Next, we are going to have an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, an acacia plank, a mangrove plank, an upside down mangrove plank, and an upside down acacia stair. For the next row, we're going to have 2 acacia stairs, 2 orange terracotta, 1 acacia stair, and 1 mangrove stair upside down. And then for the very last bit, the very last layer here, we're gonna have 2 acacia stairs and 2 mangrove planks. So this is what it should look like from the side, just to give you an idea. And all of this is totally interchangeable. You can do however you want with the spines. If you want to have them all one way or be very uniform, you can do that. This is just how I chose to do it. So then we are moving on to the very right spine. We're going to do 2 acacia stairs, an orange terracotta, and a mangrove plank, and then a upside down mangrove stair and an acacia stair. Then here we are doing a mangrove stair and an acacia stair, an acacia plank, an orange terracotta, an acacia plank, then an upside down acacia stair and an upside down mangrove stair. Up next is a mangrove stair, an acacia stair, a mangrove plank, an acacia plank, and 2 upside down mangrove stairs. Then this last section, we have an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, an acacia plank, and a mangrove plank. And so this is what this one will look like from the sides. Okay, this very back spine, we are going to start with a mangrove stair and an acacia stair, 2 orange terracottas, and then we're going to alternate it, a acacia upside down stair and a mangrove upside down stair, so they kind of crisscross each other. From here we're going to do 2 mangrove stairs, a mangrove plank and an acacia plank, and then 2 upside down acacia stairs. Please. The next layer is 2 mangrove stairs, 2 mangrove planks, and 2 upside down mangrove stairs. For this very last layer, we're going to do an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, and then we're going to do a mangrove plank and an acacia plank. This is what that will look like on this side and on this side. The very last spine, we are finally there. We finally made it, friends. On this spine, we are going with an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, a mangrove plank, and an acacia plank, with an upside down acacia stair and mangrove stair. Then we are doing an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, a orange terracotta, and a mangrove plank, and then 2 upside down acacia stairs. Now we have a mangrove stair, an acacia stair, a mangrove plank, and an acacia plank. And then we have corresponding upside down stairs. The very last level, we're going to put an acacia stair, a mangrove stair, and then 2 mangrove planks. And that, my friends, is your final spine. And that is your guardian. You did it. You finally made it to the end. You built a guardian. Bravo. Good job. Thanks for hanging in there. I've decided I am not going to do an interior for this one because we've already taken up so much of your time. There is an interior idea for this build, and I did want to go ahead and show you that one, and then we'll call this video a day. So my thought with this one was, what if you had a guardian farm that was in the nether, and then you still need another portal that goes to an area close to your guardian farm. Well, this would be your portal to your guardian farm, and then all of these like chests would be your storage for all of your drops in the guardian farm. And then we just did some regular stairs going up. Make sure you fill in these stairs, because if you don't, you will get bats. I learned the hard way. I would open these up and a bunch of bats would come pouring out. And then we did a little bit of just a checkerboard flooring here. We used the sea lanterns for light in here, and then just a little bit of a decoration and chandelier. So not a ton going on in here, but it's still really pretty and really big in my opinion. And I hope it gives you some ideas of something that you could do with your own guardian if you want to fill it and make it a building and not just a statue. And without further ado, I will let you go. I won't hold you hostage anymore. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.